Hey, Tifa. You got here before we even started the stream. Just couldn't wait to come hang out with me, huh? Hey, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing today? Off to a great start already, huh? I am working on getting my coffee and figuring out what I'm doing. I think I hadn't decided what quest I was doing next. I'm doing alright.
What a nice day.
Right, my army made me coffee, so I was just getting some. My army is also a coffee drinker, so they make coffee in the morning, so I already have coffee made when I get up. Merriman gets up a little before I do. I don't think I put the wood back in my stash. Okay. Alright, did put the wood back in my stash.
You just gonna stand... pursue potential customers? Listen here, pal. Clearly you don't understand how trading works in a place like this. I've no idea where you come from, but here, it's the potential customer who needs to pursue the vendor. And that vendor decides to sell to them... or not. It's the vendor who makes the decision, not the other way around. How many people here do you think are offering to exchange goods for coins? I'll tell you, not bloody many. Yeah, Orla, a woman merchant from the keep. Go on, try giving her your money. I bet she'll just shortchange you and call it a day. She has no wit and no finesse when it comes to trading.
Hey, it's glad you can make it. How you doing?
Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options on offer. But people here don't need much, so what you see is all I have. Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But long term, doubt it. Sooner or later they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here. They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the businesses running, more or less. I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family, then made herself at home here. Damn those Timberwall merchants. Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Quanacht. Fair prices, no bullshit. Yes, Quanacht. From a merchant family, to be specific. Though I've always wanted to join the Royal Geographers, to chart the uncharted. But I broke my leg, badly enough that I couldn't travel anymore.
I always like that before I have my coffee.
You've never heard of them? They're a guild of explorers, dating back to the age of legends. They travel across Avalon, documenting all the lost and forgotten places, crawling through hidden caves,
It was funny
discovering
timing.
ruins. That's what LSA and I dreamed of, though only one of us got to live it. Well, a friend from back home. It was a long time ago. We were both snot-nosed kids who didn't know any better. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of every corner we could find. And on the farms, LSA insisted on marking every stone in the fields. My mother used to get on my ass for wasting so much paper and charcoal. Ah, good times. She got in with the geographers, started running errands for them. Well, it was right after my accident. I might have acted a bit rashly. Said some things I shouldn't have. You know how it goes. We stopped talking, and then she left Connacht. Haven't seen her since.
I did ask him about his history and so on. So I guess he's happy to share that information with me now that I have expressed an interest in buying things from him.
First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, the village. There's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, the sunken village. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that?
I don't have anything for him, and he doesn't have anything I want.
What do you want? Who are you?
Oh, wait, that's a house I can buy. There. Like a lot later when I have a lot of. The other thing is expensive.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag. I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite difficult for people like me to tell anyone apart in this dreariness, especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. I thought the South was supposed to be more secluded. Well, I'm sorry if you felt offended. I won't bother you anymore.
I guess I made her upset.
You remember Sewell Firstfoot's tomb? Used to be a popular pilgrimage spot, but ever since the flooding, nobody's been out there.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. The whole place is forgotten, like it never even mattered. Pilgrims stopped coming after the water rose.
You've heard the rumors, right? Some say the druids caused the flooding. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them.
I don't know. Druids? Why'd they bother flooding a whole village? What's in it for them?
Yeah, maybe they wanted to keep folks away from something. Or they weren't too fond of Sewell getting all that attention. Druids are a strange lot.
Strange, sure. But flooding a village to stop pilgrims...
I mean, she refuses to talk to me now.
Far-fetched to me. Could have been something else entirely.
Doesn't matter much now. The tomb, the village, it's all gone. Nothing but water and memories left.
Aye, a place lost to the depths, and with it, a piece of our history. Can't you take a hint? We're busy here.
Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but you know Fergus. He's got a stick up his ass. Only knows how to follow orders like a good little soldier. He's so uptight, he probably agrees with the captain. Thinks it's all necessary precautions and the like.
Speaking of precautions, what's all this talk I'm hearing about the weirdness creeping in? People are getting jumpy.
Ah, the weirdness. Got folks scared, all right. Used to be old stories to spook the young ones. But now, even the tougher lads are starting to believe there's more to it.
If the weirdness thing's real, we've got bigger problems than a lockdown.
Aye, and Fergus better pull that stick out of his ass and start focusing on the real threats, or we're all done for.
I may have done that. I have
You see that?
chosen that.
Not one, but two.
Well, I'm sorry if you felt offended. I won't bother you anymore.
Yeah, she won't talk to me now.
Oi, you're not from around here, are you? Come on, sit down and tell me something about the world out there.
Yeah, I guess I kind of like that. You can... how you talk to people actually has an effect on things.
Don't know. If I knew what to ask, I'd have asked it already. Now that I believe. Everywhere's a mess. Even here. I remember when we were held in the same regard as Camelot. Look at us now. They're taken in wimps. It's nothing like the old days.
Hey, Stu, glad you could make it. How you doing?
Filth everywhere. And it reeks of fish. Everyone's terrified of the weirdness. It's hard to believe I've lived long enough to see times like these. Not that long ago, we used to scare kids with stories about the weirdness. And now? Grown men wet themselves if we tell the same tales. Honestly, I'm done with it all. I don't even recognize this world anymore. And I don't want to. You bet they will. It's all been falling apart ever since they put Captain Brendan in charge. That one's got two coins where his eyes should be, if you ask me. Doesn't care about anyone or anything. He's just looking out for his own skin. Worst captain I ever served under, no doubt. Not that I serve anymore. I'm retired now. Don't even get me started. Fergus always claims he's busy, but for the life of me I can't figure out what he actually does. Probably just pretends to work. I talk to Riderick from the museum sometimes, but that one's a real know-it-all. We always end up arguing about how things used to be. If you ask me, they're all just as bad as each other. It's never gonna be the same again. My brothers are gone, and I'm left here.
It looks nice. You were showing it off last night, and Andronis tried. I saw that. I think I forgot to say something yesterday.
Huh? Of course I do. In my day, it wasn't sunken. It was a beautiful, lively place. Pilgrims would visit the All-Mother's Temple and Excalibur, and end up in the village. It broke my heart when I heard about the flooding. They say the Druids caused it, but who really knows? It doesn't matter now, who did or didn't do what. It's over, that's all. We had a beautiful tradition. Choosing new keepers was done differently back then. You had to lie down and sleep in a special spot, but that's all I'm gonna say. It's a secret, and it looks like it'll die with me. Now go on, leave me, like everyone else has. There's nobody left with any sense to talk to.
Well, then I guess people who know you can tell it's the same person.
Oi, Noel! What if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip? Would I still get to be king, or not?
Hello, child. You look competent enough. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I have tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer? You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon. Oh, biding my time until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes along and asks if there's anything they can help me with. Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child? I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object, a figure most likely, which has the ability to
I am
dispel
terrible
the
at
worriedness like
details.
a menhir can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over 100 years ago somewhere in this area. However, when I asked those nincompoops about it, they just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly waters. The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became an adjutant to Captain Lex. But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? But just be very careful. This is a very rare publication. Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal? And they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading. you read The Last Voyage of the Andraste? Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an excellent book, don't you think? Now, let's test your reading comprehension. According to Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the Horns of the South, they found something that they took with them on the ship. Do you remember what that was, child? That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness. According to Elvis's description, the figure is smaller than a menhir, and light enough that they were able to carry it to the ship without any trouble. Were it small, it
I had to think about it for a
would be
minute.
placed
My
in
coffee hasn't
Captain
kicked in
Lex's
fully yet.
quarters instead of in the hold. I've estimated it should be about 1 meter tall. Good. Next question. What was the Andraste's destination? Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordness instead of the Red Death. Captain Lex must have thought they'd pay him generously for a four-dweller artifact. Last question. What sank the Andraste? Yes, you did well, child. I can see that you were paying attention. According to Elvis, the Andraste was sunk by the legendary terror from the deep. But if you want to know more, ask your keeper friends. They should be much better informed. Now, all you need to do is find the wreck of the Andraste and retrieve the mysterious figure. Oh, if only I knew. It must have happened somewhere on the way between the Horns of the South and the Island Asylum. Oh, but where exactly? Fortunately, I know something that could help us. In the Horns of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such treasures at hand and choosing to completely ignore them? Oh, barbarians! Among them, you'll find the Andraste's logbook, which was saved by Elvis. I've read it, of course, but I know nothing about sailing. I'm sure such a competent child as yourself will handle it much better. Go to the Horns of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me whether you managed to locate the wreck of the Andraste.
Bloody hell, look at this! The old place is in a shambles. Bunch of decrepit old coots. They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here. And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders? What do you take me for? A senile old idiot? I know that my boy keeps sending all of you little pissants to snoop around his old man. Oh, how worried he must be. Ho ho. How did you all get it into your stupid heads that I am ill, huh? That's bullshit. Everyone's going on about how old Gabon's gonna keel over any time soon. And me? Still here, ain't I? Arseholes. I'm old enough to know what I'm talking about. I served my time. I've lived my life. Now you can all kiss my arse. So there. Oh, I swear, each one's dumber than the last. Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me. So there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Ah, good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag me all the time. You're digging a little deep, aren't you? Bring me a drink and I'll consider talking. Then you can...
I'll be back. Get you something to drink and then we'll talk. I'm good with that. I don't mind buying the man a drink.
You mean the old pier? Well, first of all, it's not that old. Brennan was already the captain when it was built. Why is it called that? Don't know. Probably because of all those old folks around. A lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. I definitely can't complain. I'm finally running a proper tavern. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual, as it should be. Daddy will be proud. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turns out, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I got mauled by a weird beast during a hunt, and after that, the captain decided I wasn't any good for active service, so he sent me here. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern. At least I'm not as bored anymore.
Woke up and decided that, and woke up, saw my stream, and couldn't wait to hop in.
You're digging a little deep, aren't you? So, what was your question? That's what he says anyway. But yeah, he's my blood. Eager like me, and look at that bulbous nose. Won't disown what's clearly mine. But I ain't gonna talk with a stranger. It's like half the blighters here don't have working peckers, or they've never even touched a woman. Oh, so many questions. How about a drink first, and then we'll talk? So, what was your question? You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get me started.
I don't
He used
mind
to
giving
come
the guy
here
some
for
drinks
mission,
in exchange for some
run away from
information.
your bloody mother.
Not like
Nowadays,
alcohol's
lads
real
get
expensive.
brought by their own kin when they've had enough of them, or they think the
Or
orcs
really hard
drive
for
them
me to
the
find.
war. No, back in my day there was none of this scum. I came here to serve. My girl cried when I left her, but I've always known this is where I wanted to be. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody bun in the oven? By the time the wean was born, I was already planning the lighthouse's construction. Jack knows what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore, and I don't stick my nose in anyone else's business. Getting a bit too interested, aren't you? Bring a drink over, and I might share. Ah. So, what was your question? I'm starting to like you, stranger. And trust me, it's been a long time since I liked, well, anybody. I liked me brothers in arms back in my glory days. Good lads, every damn one of them. Tough as nails, loyal to a fault. A kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest holes of Avalon. But they're gone now, all of them. The old captain got it in his head to send us down to rediscover some mouldy tunnels under the keep. Damn fool mission that was. We went in together, but I was the only one to come back out. I can still see all their faces when I close my eyes. A hard loss it was, but I'm still here. Though some days I wonder why. Getting a bit curious, I see. Hand me a drink, and I'll answer. Maybe.
You've had like 3 bottles of moonshine. How much drink do you need? I guess I'll talk to him later then.
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South, the southernmost keep under Camelot's jurisdiction. My name is Ridderick, and I will be happy to introduce you to the rich history of this fascinating place. A history that began 623 years ago with the first keeper, Sewell Firstfoot. I'd also like to bring your attention to our numerous exhibits that are, as I like to say, inanimate witnesses of the history of the Horns of the South.
Oh, truly? I never expected to hear such a naive question. What do they teach you in those rural schools? Likely nothing, which would explain why Avalon is in such a deplorable state. But you are fortunate, for I never refuse access to knowledge to those who wish to expand it. Saras, the flagship of King Arthur's fleet, was an exceptionally impressive construction of oak and ash wood. Unfortunately, it fell victim to rebels. A group of unfortunate individuals, misled by the empty promises of Merlin's apprentice Nimue, dared to seize Saras, and several smaller vessels also, in a clumsy attempt to return to the homelands. All of this in the midst of wartime turmoil on the eve of victory. Naturally, such treason could not go unpunished. King Arthur ordered Merlin to summon a terrible storm that dragged the rebels to the bottom of the sea. He did so to prevent anyone else from following in their footsteps. He wisely believed that returning to their homelands amounted to little more than a romanticized form of extended suicide. Honor and glory to King Arthur for that decision. Had more people followed the rebels' example, Avalon would not have retained enough population to maintain stability and form a functioning society.
Later.
It began in the year 542. It is the crowning achievement of a group of keepers who were fascinated with Sewell Firstfoot. It took them years of tremendous effort to finally open an institution devoted to research and education, worthy of commemorating Sewell's great legacy. The first keeper of the museum was Gladwin Flanagan, who was personally appointed by Captain Berach the Black. I don't doubt it, since Sewell Firstfoot was a remarkable figure, well known to every keeper. Drawing on available sources, we can claim with almost absolute certainty that Sewell Firstfoot was the first man who ever set foot on the island of Avalon. As you can probably guess, that's where his moniker, First Foot, comes from.
Usually rebooting the app fixes that. At least in my case it does. If you're on mobile, you might have to restart your phone also.
Oh, of course. Sewell was an outstanding commander whose strategic mind, bravery, and charisma contributed to our capture of the South from the Four Dwellers. He was also the founder of the Horns of the South, so I can say with absolute conviction that if it were not for Sewell Firstfoot, we wouldn't even be standing here having this conversation.
For me with Discord, it has more of a tendency to not give me notifications about things. Or it'll give me a notification much, much later.
The museum holds a collection of 72 items of the so-called movable, tangible heritage. The collection includes big and small items that represent the world surrounding the keepers of the Horns of the South from the 1st to the 6th century of the Avalonian era. Here you will find militaria, craft tools, everyday objects, furniture, textiles, coins, religious artifacts. I'd say all exhibits are worthy of your attention, but I could point you to the ones I personally think to be the most notable, or subjectively, of course, the most interesting. Those would be the items that used to belong to Sewell Firstfoot. We have his signal horn, and also his boots. Those boots were the first to touch Avalonian soil. What is also worth mentioning is the tableware used by King Arthur himself during his visit to the Horns of the South in the 15th year of the Avalonian era. It's a memento of the visit of the legendary ruler of Avalon. Impressive, isn't it? The tableware is made of tin coated with silver. It consists of a plate, a bowl, and a chalice. The edges are decorated with the motifs of Camelot, a crown and a bear. However, those ornaments are of visibly low quality. That detail, and the fact that those are the only wares from that time that have survived to this day, leads us to conclude that this set was cast specifically for that occasion, and that it was finished by a person unfamiliar with this kind of craft, perhaps a blacksmith or an armorer. It is indeed an interesting exhibit. The horn was used by Sewell during wartime, not only for signaling, but also for intimidation. It is 50 centimeters long and made of the horn of an ox. It is the color of yellowed bone, with some ash-gray discoloration on the narrow end. It has a brass mouthpiece and silver fittings on its wider side and at the middle. The shape of the fittings suggests that the horn was hanging on a leather strap, which unfortunately has not survived to this day.
I remember ICQ, but I never used it because back then I wasn't really connected online. Didn't really do a whole lot of online stuff in general. Actually, didn't really do a lot of online stuff until I started playing World of Warcraft. And that was pretty much the only online thing I really did for a long time. Like, I didn't use any kind of instant messenger or anything like that back then. I think I just didn't see a point in it, you know? I wanted to actually see people.
Yes, it's remarkable, isn't it? You can find them in the central display. Sewell's boots were sewn from 3 pieces of tanned calfskin, tied at the top with a leather strap. The seam goes through the middle of the instep, which is decorated with ornamental embroidery. On the outer side of each shoe, you can find a decorative brass buckle with the motif of the Camelotian bear. It is notable that even after 600 years, they are still excellently preserved, which is unusual considering the high humidity in this area. It means that even the keepers of that time must have realized the historical value of Sewell's boots, and therefore made sure to adequately preserve them. Really? Do you mean it? Thank you. That's really nice to hear. I'm not used to positive feedback. Usually people only come here when they've had too much to drink and decided that it'd be fun to come over and start mocking me, or touching the exhibits with their greasy fingers. The last person who seemed to actually be interested in the museum was Lady Elaine. We talked a bit about Captain Lex and the trip that ended tragically in the year 513. It was described in The Last Voyage of the Andraste. An interesting read, although I'd say it should be classified as fiction. Lady Elaine thought differently. Apparently she's looking for the wreck of the Andraste. Can you believe that? Oh, that's excellent. I have a lot of respect for that kind of archaeological endeavor, even when it's based on incorrect assumptions with regard to the subject of the research. But if you happen upon any interesting objects during your search, please don't forget about the museum. Do you mean the document with information about the course, weather,
Yeah, we're all a bunch of nerds here.
and speed of the ship, as well as all of the stops and other occurrences kept by the captain or the first mate? More specifically, the document from the bridge of the Andraste, which sank tragically in nearby waters in the year 513. Indeed, we have it. Please wait here. here it is. Though I doubt those records will tell you anything, since
Maybe you feel right
the
at home because it's more of your own
surrounding
kind.
Avalon made sailing impossible. The knowledge of the precepts of navigation has been forgotten. Oh, no. We know that. You should have mentioned that you're looking for the wreck of the Andraste rather than the logbook. Every keeper knows that the Andraste was swallowed by the ocean. It's near what's currently known as Smuggler's Bay. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Alright, I guess that was worth the conversation. A rather lengthy conversation with that guy. He gave me lots of information and he marked where I need to go. Can you stop walking so I can talk to you? Thank you. You don't have to. Yeah, I don't mind that though. It's it's a lot of information, which is part of the it helps you get to know the lore of the game and what such. Good stuff. And if it's an interesting conversation, I don't mind sitting and talking for a while, sitting and listening to him talk for a while. Something I like about this game is that people have very interesting stories and interesting backstories and a lot of interesting information to share. Like, it's all very interesting. You have good reason to explore the other dialogue options rather than just ending the conversation as fast as possible. You can move on with the quest. Yeah, a lot of good variety of different personalities, and they each have their own backstories and such. Okay, that's all sneaky. Suppose I should spec into this tree a little bit since have been using my summons a lot. Shit, I only have 15 gold. Oh, no wonder I couldn't buy more alcohol. I was out of money. That makes sense. I just remember, like, random things. I wandered. I wandered. Wandered away from what I was doing. Oh, that worked. Yeah, the drowners are pretty easy now. I mean, they weren't like super difficult in the beginning, but they hit pretty hard. And now they're a lot easier. I mean, that's true. The algorithm pays attention to how much action there is in chat, as well as watch time and likes and subscriptions and all that. Hey, Lenny, glad you can make it. How you doing? How's your day going?
Huh? Did you hear something.
I should stop getting distracted by chat and pay attention to the guy who's trying to hit me.
That's all you've got.
I think I need to heal.
This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt.
That sounds like fun, Lonnie.
Your wealth is ours.
Yep.
Your road ends here. No, I'm not beaten yet.
Yep, that's right, Stu. That's good advice. Hey, I only want his money and his gear. Don't care about the body, that's not valuable. That's cool, Val. That's awesome. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much what chat is talking about as long as you're actually talking about something. As long as we're all talking about something, it doesn't really particularly matter what specifically we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. Yep, Stu, exactly. Just actually talking about something. I have something to talk in chat, but I have something to say. Yep. Yep, Tifa, you always have something to say. Appreciate that. Fun hanging out with you because you're always talking. A healing spell I got recently came in very useful. random stuff. All the random shit. Okay. Go over here. Go for a swim. Okay, I thought I saw something over here and I was right. There's a body over here, there's some wreckage. That might be important. Oh, okay, I got a new spell. Intense spirituality for that. And I need 11 for the druid armor, okay. Yeah, we got quite a bit of snow recently around here. And now it's just really frigid cold. Like the real feel temp right now is it feels like minus 42. So now it's just really, really cold. I'm gonna be right back a minute. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'm back. Don't worry about it, Stu. I know what you meant. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. I guess I got all the stuff from this guy. Nice. I don't smoke. I quit like 6 years ago ish. Actually about closer to 7 now. Quit nicotine altogether at that point. I actually quit smoking before that. But I switched from smoking to vaping, and then I just quit altogether eventually. I think that was about my 3rd time actually quitting. This time it's for good. And I've been good for like 7 years without it. I think I'm good. Yeah, no, quitting's hard. Especially if you've been doing it for a long time, it gets harder. It's definitely tough trying to quit. Some people it's a lot harder than others. What I did worked really well for me, but it doesn't necessarily work for everybody. Yeah, if you've been smoking that long, it's going to be really, really tough to quit. Yeah, I actually got what I needed. Drinking for me is always more of a social kind of thing. I only really feel like I want to if somebody wants to drink with me. I moved it to a cave nearby, which would theoretically be somewhere in the area. I wonder if that was actually on the same island. I guess it's a good thing I decided to get permission to go in that place first before I started all this. I heard that can be a potential side effect of that stuff, like it works, but that's the side effect and that's not a good one. Yeah. And that's not good either. Like I said, I switched to vaping and eventually weaned myself off. But like, I have like, that worked for me, and my way doesn't work for everyone. As I said, drinking is just more of a social thing for me. Alright, hurry back, Stu. Alrighty. Alrighty, give me like 5 minutes, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. Alright. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I needed to drive down to the mailbox real quick and get something. And retrieve a package. Our mailbox is outside. Thanks. Sorry about that. Yeah, I drove down to the mailbox today because it's cold out. Like, it's not real far away, so normally it's not an issue. Normally the roommates just walk over there. But today it was so cold out, I drove down there. Yeah, like I said, I had to take care of something. I just feel bad keeping y'all waiting, you know? That's more of a me thing. I just feel bad about it.
Getting restless.
Don't trust candies.
I should probably be careful not to actually loot random shit around here because it's actually claimed. So if I touch the wrong, so if I take stuff, I will be in trouble. One of the really fun things too about playing this game for me is that I lose track of how much time I spend actually playing. I very consistently lose track of how long I've actually been playing. Like I'll look up, oh, it's like an hour and a half in. Really? Okay. I thought I was playing for like 20 minutes. Yeah, I really like the loading screens in this game. Have I done what now? I don't think I've done anything in this temple yet. Oh no, I haven't done that yet. I haven't stolen anything yet. I'm trying to be careful about that. I don't really want to try to fight the berserkers. That doesn't seem like my idea of a good time. I think I tried to enter this area a couple times without permission, and I found out what happens when they don't like me. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. I am gonna need to figure out a way to get down from up here. I guess jump and see if there's water down there. I'll just fall down the cliffside and hope for the best. There's water. Huh. That is great. Water actually saved my ass from death. Oh, I found what I was looking for. Oh. No spells until they get close, and then slap them with the sword. I ask you, I'm very familiar with that one. Okay, you want to sit here and spit shit at me? That's fine by me. Now, there's certainly a certain amount of mental skill involved to know when to quit, or know what things are and are not worth investing your time and effort into. But it is not always an easy thing. And yeah, that's all you can really do is you can try and make the best call you can. Oh. I completely missed my first shot. Rest up a little bit before I continue my exploration of this cave. Okay, what was that? Interesting. Oh, that's a big thing. I think that's gonna require friends. That was kind of a rude surprise. That one definitely required friends. I think it just randomly appeared. Okay. Or maybe he was always in here. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, that was a fun surprise. Okay. I'm indoors, aren't I? That worked out. That's a good attitude. Welcome back, Lenny. Yeah, that was a good fight. Bit of a rude surprise, but it was a good fight. Coffee is good. He's safe for one more day. He got you coffee. Sure, that works. Guess I got random teleported. Okay, need to go back to the village. I'm good with being random teleported in that particular instance, and I'm good with where it put me. I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting to go there. That's not, people keep mentioning that place, and I keep thinking I want to go check it out. I keep forgetting all about it. Get distracted by other stuff and forget about it. I might as well since I'm here. Okay, well that statue just gave me a spell. That was nice. Wait a minute. Save my game. I haven't saved in a while. That would be really bad.
is no place for the living. Poor sod. I pity you. The slaughter has come to pass. A foul affair. Brutal beyond measure. Many lives reduced to one. Just me, all on my lonesome. Humans have a rather dreadful tendency to descend into madness, especially when forced to live among others in a cage like that one. You could try counting. I grew tired of that long ago. We slaughtered one another until, after countless hours, I awoke from the frenzy, only to find there was nobody left to kill. Poor Alice and Edan. Those were the last two I killed. Those two I remember most clearly. Their bodies lie somewhere over there. It's staggering, isn't it? How many good lives have been wasted in this wretched place. You should not ask me. The Druids created this place. They called it the Hall of Trials, as they sought to find a worthy pet for themselves. We all wanted to see the garden, to learn something from those cunning vermin. I doubt they expected such an outcome themselves. I cannot. I am bound to it for eternity. I think my name was Mallory. I wandered in search of meaning, until one night, a very special dream came to me. In that dream, a beautiful, towering flower whispered to me, "You will find me, if you want me, in the garden." And so, I resolved to seek that place. This is what I found, from the rain to the gutter. I suppose it's what lies beyond those ever watching, ever listening doors. They wait for our next move. Soon, it will all be decided. When we finish our little conversation, all will be set in motion. That's a good question, but I do not know the answer. I've grown weary of seeking it. Too much time spent in a loop of nasty thoughts. Perhaps we should finish our conversation. There's no point in dragging it out anymore. If I could ask you one thing, try. Just try. I truly wish to leave this place for good.
Yeah, he was rather a kind of a short fight, but I also had backup. Okay. I guess my minions are just gonna attack everything in sight. And just bash me out of the way, okay.
Behold, the garden suffers. No point in pursuing further.
I am actually probably going to be wrapping it up pretty soon here. Gotta go get my shower and so on. Oh, fuck. I love you too, honey. Oh, shower after my stream. Am I overweight? Yes, I am. Yeah, I enjoy streaming first thing in the morning. It's first thing in my morning. And it's earlier for you all. I have all his stuff. Oh, this sword, he had a better sword. Cool. Nice. So I'm going to equip that. I drop you. Because you're super heavy and you're not worth much. Super heavy, you're not worth much, and I don't like being overweight. I love you too, Tifa. Glad you're here. Glad y'all could make it. Yeah, that's awesome, Stu. Just doing some quick crafting. Maybe I can lose some weight. I may have lost weight. Yeah, I've made some pretty good progress today. And I'm having a lot of fun. Ramen is good stuff, honey. What kind is it? Okay. Chili shrimp ramen with 2 hard-boiled eggs. Awesome. And chocolate chip cookies. Also awesome. Sounds like a good meal.
Where could Bridewin be? Why is he not among us?
Oh. There's stuff under the tree. Okay. Alright, well. I think that's going to be all for today. I'm going to explore this more next time. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell if you haven't done that already. Feel free to check out my links down in the description below. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you all had fun. Hope you have a good one. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.